Good afternoon. Welcome to Options Tender. It is Thursday, Thirsty Thursday. Welcome, everybody. We're going to go through Apple. Apple will be our focus from the monthly all the way down to the 65. Then we'll go around the horn on the 65-minute just to check in on the VIX, Amazon, Meta, Google, Microsoft, Tesla, and NVIDIA. Check out SPY and QQQ as well. Now, the importance of this video is Apple is such a huge impact on the overall market that we really want to see what's going on here in the big picture. We've been talking about the market being at a major top, and you can see we're coming to some dynamics on Apple as well, and that actually plays for all of big tech, but we're not going to have time to go through all of those in this video. So now, if you're new here, go down to that bottom right hand corner, hit that Options Center logo and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell because we do these videos often. The point of my videos is to give a perspective, a very visual, optical perspective of the market, and hopefully we can learn something along the way. I do want to show that as I go through these indicators, I'm just going to stick to my Options Center trio of indicators with the Slow Stoch, RSI, and MACD. Now, this is going to be the generic settings, the ones that I show you, but just know that, and you can pause the video and take these down if you'd like. I'll just show you on this. Let me drag this here. This is what I look at when I'm doing my full analysis of individual names. And so with that said, the RSI, the MACD is generic. The RSI, I have these settings more appropriate to the more custom to the time frame that we're in. And I always do the daily, the weekly, and the monthly. And then I'll have the 65 on my main screen. So just a side note. So as we're looking at these, they're going to be, those indicators are going to be a little bit more sensitive to that time frame. Okay, enough jibber jabbering. Let's get into it. We have Apple on the monthly time frame. We're looking at a huge ascending triangle. Apple being so strong, got above that. We thought that would have been a top there. We got above and holding on top of that ascending triangle. Now, that being said, if that starts to break down, that will be such a massive fake break. We also have a channel. I don't know if I said this is the monthly time frame. We also have a channel that's starting to top here. And if we start to break down from the major trend lines from that ascending triangle, we possibly could start testing the bottom of this channel. Now, it may take some time, so it could be in the 50 range. It could be, all along here. So it could go a little lower, it could go a little higher. We don't know that yet. We'll have to check it out according to month by month, day by day. Okay, so we're starting to get tighter in price action here. Once again, do we make a new high, a new all-time high? That's possible. Then we fill out this wedge just a little bit more. We have some room up there, but the only thing that we have to keep in mind as we look at these indicators, the Slow Stoch possibly could cycle back up here and we get that new high. But we're already in some divergences. All we would do is create another one, a triple divergence at this point. And with this high that we already had, a divergent high, a bearish divergence, we are likely to make a bearish divergence here as well in the RSI if we eke out a new high. Now we're only about just about 4 points away. We're not far off the top there. So perhaps tomorrow or going into, we're so close to FOMC next week, Wednesday, that either tomorrow with employment or FOMC perhaps we spike up in the market one more time. I'm not sure that that's the case, and we'll look at that on the lower time frames, but that would just create another divergence, and I think that would be creating another top there. If not a super significant one, then it would be some sort of correction at that point. Okay, so let's move over to the weekly time frame. On the weekly, let me change this board here. On the weekly time frame, okay, I have some of these marked up here. We're creating, again, divergences. Let me focus a little bit more on the near term, and notice we're just close to this high here, and that's very possible. We're still trending above. We eked out a new high here, so we're pushing off that 8 EMA. So we'll keep our eye on that. So far, we're making a lower high, and this is the all-time high. We'll see what happens, but I do have these lines here prepared just in case. We don't have a divergence yet, but it will create a divergence if we make that new high. And let's see, that high is at 198.23. And yeah, so we're just underneath. We're about 3.5 points away from that. We're already overbought. And we're overbought in the slow stock as well. Could possibly be making that early sell signal on the crossover here. I don't see us trending along here. That would be very, very bullish. You see all these weeks in a row that are up. I do believe that sort of move is over, consolidation, and maybe we eke out a new high here for a possible 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 that would complete. And in that case, if that's the scenario, then if you look at the earlier video, then I do think that unfinished business with SPX making a new high, just like we're talking about Apple, would be the scenario, and ES as well, while SPY already made this new high by a couple pennies. So that kind of lurks around, and that's why I think, hey, it's possible one of these catalysts could just spike us up here, and that would make it for another objective short for us. So this is going to fail. I don't know if it's going to be from here or if we make a new high and then fail from there, but you better believe this is setting up for reversal. Now on the daily time frame, daily trend is our friend. You can see we had some all-time highs here, had a downtrend, huge correction, and just a massive move out of here. That does look like an ABC, and then it was possible that we were counting that as an expanded flat, and then heading lower. That didn't work out. This is more of a wave 4 type price action. It could create a lower high here, like I said, but it's very possible we're still trending up on this 8 EMA that we make a new high. Now we're already starting to form. We don't have this on the Qs. We're already starting to, or we do have this on the Qs. Excuse me. We're forming divergence, negative divergence from this peak here. So momentum starting to wane. We have RSI strength is starting to weaken, and we're getting to that oversold area just now. So do we have just a little bit more room? Sure. Yeah, we only need 3.5 points. Maybe we spike up there. If we do spike and get a new high, I'll be looking to short again. Now, what the bulls are saying is that we need a pullback, and then we're testing this wedge, and we go much, much higher. That is our alternate scenario, but I'm looking at a little bit more. Whether we make a new high or not, I'm looking at a check back here, a bounce, and then lower prices. But that's what makes us traders, is we'll be looking for both scenarios. Okay, now so we had this cloud cover here. It looked really good on this reversal on all sorts of individual names. and it just proved to be some sort of fake break. The market wants to go higher with numbers. Each time these numbers come out, it seems like this week that price action started to get weak towards the end of the day. So we'll see what happens today. We're pretty strong. I think the breadth, let's look over it. Our breadth is, I mean, it's pretty normal on the put to calls, a little bit bearish, and then we have a bearish trend. So the volume's pretty bearish in the market. Not very strong. You can tell all of the strength is really coming from the big tech stocks, and pretty weak in the NASDAQ, and our advanced decline. It's pretty good on the advanced decline. So not a terrible day, but it is on the more bearish side. But you wouldn't know that with these stocks here. So let's go down to the 65. The 65-minute. This is an area very similar to the market as a whole, with all-time highs instead of just this. We have that consolidation area. Sorry, I was looking at something. So with that consolidation area, just like the overall market, we're into that zone. Maybe we try to take out this gap and then we go down. I don't know what's going to happen. It appears that this move is over or close to over, just from a sense of all these divergences happening. And but it's possible we have this 1-2-1-2 setup here. That has to finish out, because if we have a 1-2-1-2 and then we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 completing, we could either have another 4, 5, 4, 5, and we're complete to finish off that mirror image of the 1-2-1-2. Maybe these are just a little bit smaller, or we still might have another high to go. But we're starting to form a wedge here. So if we get on top of this wedge, maybe we continue a little bit higher and close that gap, or maybe even go to all-time highs if we have the catalyst in Apple's favor. I don't want to say our favor because we are short the market. So now let's go ahead and go around the horn. You can see what we're looking at. We're looking at this wedge here. Let's go around the horn and see if we can kind of learn something just a little bit to help our thesis, or to give us insight on what might happen. Okay, so starting off with the VIX. The VIX seems to be triangulating, very similar to so many other individual names. Now, what this could do is this could be some sort of triangle, like a wave 4, for example, drop down and close this gap before moving higher. Or this is really just waiting for either employment data or FOMC next week, and then we finally get some sort of breakdown, then breakout, something like that. We're really, really historically low in the VIX. So anytime we get to this location, we don't usually consolidate so much. We usually get a hit and then some sort of bounce, and we're just not doing that. If you look in the past, you get down there, we get some sort of box. Yeah, we bounce, but then we pull back, and moves are pretty sharp. Right now, we're wasting time. We're looking for data, looking for the right catalyst, but the price action is getting tight in here. That's the whole point. A lot of times, triangles will break down and then spike right back through. So be careful of that. If you are a bull in the market and you see the VIX collapsing, then you know something good is happening in the market, but watch out for that whipsaw. And for Amazon also had this huge move out of a wedge, had some consolidation here, and moved one more time up. To me, that looks like a 5-wave move, a correction, and then a 5-wave move, so a zigzag. And now we're actually starting our descent. We're getting tight in price action, but it looks like we're setting up a 1-2, 1-2, perhaps something like that. And price looks like it's ready to move as soon as probably the morning we get unemployment at 8:30 in the morning tomorrow. Meta. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on these. Again, we had the wave counts. We talked about it earlier in different videos where we think we completed a 5-wave move here, expanding, ending diagonal. And now with yesterday's video, the last couple of videos probably, we talked about tech. They made these nice large moves. There's a few names that had to recover, and so that could keep the market lifting. So in that sense, I think the stars are kind of aligning here, getting ready for a larger move, and I think that move is going to be to the downside. But these were already oversold, so this is the great opportunity for a rebound. And Meta seems to be doing that. Nice retracement here, holding up, helping the market hold up. Apple and Amazon are already in different positions because they're so high, but I think Amazon's a nice setup there. And then we're starting to set up in Meta. And then Google got that news today about the Gemini chip or whatnot. It looks like it's starting to break out. You can move this line, and accordingly with the spikes and such. But I'm not very interested in shorting into this kind of strength. I do believe if it's a 3-wave move here so far, so perhaps we make new all-time highs, or maybe we just make a high over here and consider this, say, another like zigzag. We make a new high, we get a zigzag here. Okay, so today could be just the strength, and then maybe this downtrend. I don't know. We'll mess around with that later, but this does look like a massive inverse head and shoulder. I don't think that will play out to the upside. Do we make all-time highs? Maybe, but we'll keep an eye on this little downtrend line we have here. So that's also helping the market, and Google was in that position just like Microsoft and Meta, to where it had gone down so far. We're looking for that bounce. I was not playing it to the upside. No way of knowing that spike would have happened, and it looks like Microsoft may have another move to the upside. So maybe tomorrow is pretty bullish into Friday, and if that's the case, and we'll be looking for Monday to kind of follow through on that bullish, and then we'll be looking for perhaps a reversal into next week. So we continue to look at these things, and this could be over. This could be an ABC correction, and it's done, and we're setting up as a 1-2, 1-2 into much lower prices, just like we're looking at Amazon. So you see how the setups are, where it could go either way at this point. And we are already short Tesla. We have this downtrend, been obeying this downtrend really, really well. We had an impulse move here. We have an ABC correction. Then we have a lower high and a lower high so far here. So that could be a flag in this breaking down. Now, if the market is a little bit stronger tomorrow, we could see this more as an ABC up here for a larger A. And then this could be a flat pattern as a B. And then we just would look for a spike above here and probably test these downtrend lines and the options expected move for wave C. So that could get a little bit more complex if it needs to. Otherwise, this could be done now, and we're just looking at a back test. We shared this with the patrons today of a bear flag, and that would bring us into more of the scenario of what's happening in the Qs. Now we'll check out NVIDIA just before we hit those Qs, and NVIDIA looks like it's set up for already. It already made a back test of its breakout zone. So that one looks actually the most bullish. So far, it's obeying this downtrend line here, and it's already, moved so far, but it does like to be the leader. So we'll be watching this one. This could easily come back up here to the 43. We'll just have to see what the market has in store. If we see some strength into this would be a good day trade, especially tomorrow if there's pretty strong. We start breaking out, and I just think it would just be making a retracement. Okay, we have SPY looking a little bit more like Amazon. It's obeying this downtrend line. It's right at it right now, and we're kind of triangulating just like Amazon into the employment numbers. maybe that's the catalyst that gets this market moving and breaks out of this. We have this megaphone type pattern. We had it drawn as a channel, and unfortunately that channel broke down, but we had to create, we already had ES as a megaphone, but this looked good as a channel, and we thought that we would have broke down from here. Gapping back up with the data today made us draw this as a megaphone instead, because it was obeying these 3 points here and these 3 points up here. But now we have a downtrend, so let's see if we start breaking higher, lower from this point. And last but not least, this is really indicating more of what was happening with Tesla, and we can call this like a bear flag action. We're, this is starting to break out from an ascending triangle. So do we make a new high? As we speak here, starting to break out. That's possible. This could be counted as a 3-wave move. It's easier to count this as a 3-wave move rather than a 5-wave. But we just had this we had this top here. We'll have to see what happens. Am I confident that that's the top? It just really depends on what happens with like Apple and a lot of these stocks that are just retracing. A lot of the tops are going to be in already, and they're just retracing. But if the market's strong enough, then this is very possible to make another high here. So again, we have this possible ascending triangle. Does it fail? Does it keep going? We don't know that yet. The market's trying to figure out what's happening. The VIX, it's still up while the market's up. So we have a lot of options here, and no pun intended. So we could also draw this as a bear flag as well, and see what happens from there. But either way, this looks a little bit more appropriate if we draw it like that. We'll have to see what happens tomorrow and see if we close the day a little bit weaker, or if we just are setting up for tomorrow's failure. All right. I hope this helps. Overall, we are bearish the market. Do we eke out another high? It's possible. It's hard to kill a bull. We talked about that. Hard to kill a bull. This is a process. We know that we are in a topping process, so we can't exactly say that we're gonna fall down from here, that we're just going to break down from here. But I am playing it that way. You rest assured I am playing it that way, because we have great risk reward to the downside at this point. So thanks for joining us here at Option Center. Hope this video helps. Don't forget to like the video. That's the best thing that you could do for this channel to help it grow and get around to other traders. Thanks a lot. Have a wonderful day.